Hey, what's going on everyone? Vega here for SerpentX Tech, and I just wanted to talk about a particular situation that's been ongoing for quite some time. I might actually share this video with Mind Something, who will provide additional details through their own investigation. But a number of you, community users in the crypto space, crypto mining space primarily, advised me of a particular situation that was happening with Tradeogre. Tradeogre is a smaller exchange, not as profound as Coinbase and Binance, stuff like that, but a lot of the newer mineable tokens come out on these lesser exchanges, whether it's Tradeogre or once TXBit or so on. A lot of people spec mine these coins through those exchanges, even though I do not recommend doing that. I recommend, if you do spec mine to an exchange, immediately getting into a wallet that you have sole custody of. And it's no excuse with Kaspa, because Kaspa's been around for a long time, and the wallets that they have available, you know, they're actually really good, right? The full node wallet, the KDX, so on and so forth, and the support is growing. So I can understand for some of the newer tokens that don't have a good software wallet yet, or is still being developed, or you don't want to go through the whole Linux steps and, you know, CMake and all that stuff, then I can understand why you might do that. But Kaspa's been around for quite some time, but yet people left their Kaspa on Tradeogre and found themselves in a position to where they can't withdraw. And a few of you hit me up, and I decided to do some investigation. I reached out to Tradeogre, and while I didn't sign any legal document, there's no NDA, and they didn't tell me that this was internal information only. I know a number of content creators that have been trying to communicate with them just like myself, and they just went dark. So we haven't heard anything, but I did hear something, and I did mention it in Discord to my fellow content creators. I did mention it publicly, and I did warn people to get their Kaspa off as soon as they possibly could, once I started hearing the little bits of information saying, oh no, withdrawals are starting to get halted or paused, or I can't get my money off. And I warned everybody, so make sure you're following, make sure you're paying attention, follow me on Twitter, whatever it is. We do audits as well for software wallets, soon to be hardware wallets, and I do smart contracts as well. So anytime there's a scam or an issue or something funky going on, a little bit sus, there's going to be reported on my Twitter. So make sure you follow us there, and yeti.uk. But Tradeogre hit me up. First thing they said was the community is just being toxic, or has become toxic, and I would agree with that. It just seems that during the bear market, especially this past one, while I'm used to this in the degen, Web3, NFT space, it's kind of becoming more in the crypto mining space. There's a lot of negativity and toxic environment in the crypto mining space. We're attacking one another, and it just got a little bit crazy during the bear market. And that's usually what happens when people are broke. Understandable. But that's not the main point. The second thing they said to me was that they were being extorted by a group of people. I don't have any details. I don't have any verifiable data to bring to you about that. But Tradeogre told me that themselves. They were being extorted by a group of people. How? Why? Was Tradeogre not able to secure their environment, whatever they were using for their Kaspa wallet or whatever? Maybe somebody was able to use some attack vectors to get in there and exploit their wallet and exploit their security measures. Not sure. Maybe the individuals were taking advantage of the arbitrage situation, because during this beginning aspect of can't withdraw my Kaspa, we started seeing a price divergence between Kaspa's actual market value and then the value that's being displayed on Tradeogre, and it was a great arbitrage opportunity. And I know some people were actually able to take advantage of that and buy Kaspa for cheap on Tradeogre and then flip it on a different exchange for much more. So there was that arbitrage. Was that one of the reasons why you know, Tradeogre was put in this position to pause withdrawals? Either way, Kaspa's price on Tradeogre is not accurate and is way down compared to market value. And the only way I could see them coming out of this or continuing to use Kaspa is either starting off fresh, which means user funds are done with, and on top of that, their privacy policy and legal documentation on their website basically says you're SOL, long story short, and that's what we're used to with other centralized exchanges. Hence the reason why I warn people not to mine directly to an exchange, and if you do spec mine directly to an exchange because other wallets aren't available or they haven't been developed yet, or you don't want to install the Linux version using the commands that you need to install that wallet, then yeah, mining to an exchange is easier, but you need to be withdrawing that to a wallet you own as soon as possible. But that's hard if the product doesn't have any alternative wallets, and the only option is to mine to an exchange. So it's very counterintuitive, but Kaspa's been around for a while. People could have just moved it to the KDX wallet or a number of different options, and they didn't. And some people got their funds off at the early stages of the situation, and some people haven't. And if you're just hearing about this and you go check your Kaspa wallet, you may not even see funds in there, or if you do see funds, you can't withdraw it. So it's a very disappointing situation. I'm especially disappointed in Tradeogre. Tradeogre has been around for a hot minute. And you know, the smaller mining operation, GPU miners, the altcoin miners have been looking to exchanges like Tradeogre, TXBit, and so on, because you know it holds, or it allows us to mine those speculative coins, or those newer coins, right? Because those newer coins don't get on a top tier exchange like Binance or Coinbase right off rip, right? So we have to mine to some of these lesser exchanges. And TXBit's now gone due to a different reason. And now Tradeogre is having a situation with Kaspa. They have other currencies that are working just fine. But how would this impact those other currencies? I don't know. Now, Tradeogre just hasn't been transparent. They haven't been taking ownership of the situation. They haven't taken responsibility. They haven't told the community anything. And it's very disappointing. And Mind Something is on the right track. Mind Something is been talking to me privately. And I agree with what they're saying. It just sucks because when we go to investigate further, Tradeogre did a very good job of obfuscating their information and being private, right? We can't tie one individual to the ownership of Tradeogre, or a group of individuals to the ownership of Tradeogre. And when you go to the support page, it takes you right to their Twitter. We were able to find one thing that led us to a LinkedIn who is an individual that is a professor and teaches blockchain and works within cybersecurity. But you know, I can't strictly tie that one individual to the ownership of Tradeogre, unfortunately. And they did a really good job of hiding those details. And even if this does break wind and get some additional news, and break wind was a bad term, but either way, get some traction is what I meant to say, and news outlets start to pick it up, because it's not a FTX, because it's not a BlockFi, 3 Arrows Capital, Celsius. It's not going to get that much attention. But still, you, the end user, were impacted by this, and I'm very disappointed. You can't mine to an exchange and expect that exchange to hold your funds to the end of time. You need to get your funds off. Never trust a centralized exchange. Make sure you have it on a wallet that you own the keys to, that hardware wallet, whatever else. If these products are not coming out with the wallets that end users need to maintain their funds, and they're only staying with whatever the exchange puts them up first, that is stupid. They need to do better, and they need to come out with a wallet day one on launch that users can have. A full node wallet, Electrum wallet, hardware wallet support, does not matter. And if you're interested in information like this, you want to be informed of maybe a possible scam or a smart contract that you know might be taking advantage of people, a hardware wallet audits, or software wallet audits where software wallets are having some malicious code or items in it that are very sus. Check out Yeti.uk, where Yeti and myself audit these various platforms, software, smart contracts, whatever it might be. And stay tuned for Twitter, and follow me on Twitter, because that's where I posted about Tradeogre situation originally and warned people about it, and in Discord as well. So pay attention. Don't just set it and forget it. Don't just mine your funds to a centralized exchange and forget about it and then hope to come back one day and get it off. That's not how it works. The game is ever evolving. Blockchain is ever growing, and there's going to be bad actors in there. Not that I think Tradeogre was doing all of this maliciously, but even still, if they found themselves in a hole or in a bad situation because maybe they were exploited, maybe somebody was able to hack them, maybe they were being extorted because of X, Y, Z, and however that person or group of people were able to complete that action. Still, you should have been transparent about it. You should have come out online and you should have warned people that we apologize. You know, you can't withdraw your Kaspa. All your Kaspa is gone because of this, and we are deeply sorry. However, all our other currencies are still tradable and withdrawable and depositable, whatever it might be. Should have taken ownership from the jump. Whenever there's a problem, don't hide it, don't lie. Come out, confess, and just come out and be forthcoming. Just, hey, I messed up. This is why. However, this is what I think is good. You know, bring a solution. What are you going to do to try to resolve it? If you're not going to resolve it, okay, well then we're just SOL, because you're a non-KYC exchange. There's no FDIC protection. And because we can't identify, you know, who owns what, even if the authorities were to get involved, we don't know what location they're at, because the thread takes us to different places around the world. So it's a very, it's not ideal situation. It's very disappointing, and I wish Tradeogre would have taken ownership and just been more transparent with the community. But that's it, guys. Please do me a favor on the way out. Hit the like button. Make sure to get subscribed. Hit the notification bell to stay up to date, as well as check out some of the links in the description to help support the channel and what we do here. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter if you want to stay up to date with this stuff. And check out Yeti.uk for audits and more to come. Catch you next one. Take care.